I know. Everyone's going to battle in Bama, and we're not. But you know what we can do? We can go over and see Jason at Magic Man Metal Fab, see what he's up to. How about a cold start? Oh yeah, I guess I should say, sir, welcome to the channel. I think Jason's working on Scott's crew cab along that S10. See what's going on with that. I'll take you guys over here. Show you when we get there.
Well, hello, welcome back to the channel. I hope you have an amazing day. I don't know if you noticed anything different, but my buddy Milton, Mr. Booker, bought me some safety glasses. These are cheaters. They're 1.5 magnified. And what makes them safety is they cover around the eye. So when you have them on, you can see that there's no space versus like this. You see all the space here, and then the side of your eye is, well, so now we got some safety glasses. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. It's Saturday. Life is good. I feel good. And we're going to make some body mounts. So here we go. Currently, you see the engine is pretty buried into the firewall. It's like that for a reason. I'm going to redo the firewall. And that's possibly going to be tomorrow's thing. I'm going to start working on that. We're waiting on parts. Get down here. The body is basically sitting where it needs to be sitting. So now's a good time to start making body mounts while we're waiting on parts for the truck. The cab, I believe, has 6. There's one in the front, one in the rear, and one in the middle. The one in the rear, that's back here, is going to get incorporated with a bridge and a carrier bearing for the 2-piece drive shaft. So our carrier bearing will sit somewhere about here, and then the drive shaft will slip, 2-piece with a slip yoke will be in this portion. So we're gonna get some body mounts done. Now, if you look down the stiffener, that part that's kind of hanging down right there, that is a body mount. So I need to mark the hole for that side, get that drilled out, and get some body mounts made right here. So, and in the front. Front is easy. We'll start with the front first, and then we'll work our way towards the rear. Now I have all these scrap pieces that I've cut from the rails, and what I intend to do is take these scraps like this. This doesn't matter that it's got that little bend in it. It's not a big deal. I don't like using the seam side. I like using the smooth side. I'll measure out a mount. Let's say it's right here. Cut this on an angle. Then, excuse me, round the corner and drill our hole for our mount. Free. Free is for me. I'll get this out of the way. Push this pin. There it is. That's fine. Let's see what we've got. I'll call it 9 1/4, 11 inches. So we're going to start with 11 inches. 2 at 11, then 22, which is 11. If you don't have an Evolution chop saw, do whatever you got to do. Pawn your stereo equipment, your wife's engagement ring, buy yourself an Evolution chop saw. Watch this. Crisp and clean. So oddly enough, I went and I checked the other side, and the body shifted because the engine is kind of into the firewall a little bit, so it pushed it. But 11 inches is going to work, so here we go. My wife and I was in Cracker Barrel the other day, and I had to get this. We don't make mistakes, just happy accidents. Mr. Bob Ross. Bless your soul, sir. Got some cool stickers on my post from a lift. But anyway, we're going to get these brackets cut up. All right, so we're going to use the seamless side. This is the seam side. We're not using this. We're going to just pop a line across. We split this in half. Pretty easy to make, you know. Just some, generally I have lots of this laying around, but currently I don't. It's an easy way to make body mounts for your project, and they come out good. You'll see in a little bit. Should be good. Ta-da! So you can see the seam in the center. That's why I do not like using these for body mounts. We'll set those aside. So the stuff that I'm wiping down in here is from the bender, the mandrel bender. It's like grease to flow through the tube when he bends it, and it's just a pain in the ass. And these things is what sliced my finger open last time. You got to be real careful with that. So we're gonna clean the ends up with the flap disc. All right, so now we need to round this corner, and I believe, I don't think this was it? Yeah, I think I used this last time. as a template. Ta-da! We're gonna round the corners. Just like this. Cut it up. And we have it. Little. So now, basically what you've got, these are Toyota body bushings from a pickup. I'm not going to cut a hole yet, but you see the little indent here? You would drill it out to about 7/8 so it fits snug, you know. And there you go. That's one body mount. And it looks good, you know. It's nice and strong. Scrap metal you had laying around. I mean, I don't have a plasma table, so I can't make me up a fancy, you know, body mount, but that looks good. Okay, so we got our fronts mocked up. Now we're gonna make the rears. So what I've done is took some pipe or tube, cut it on a 45 to rest against the frame. Cut it on a 45. I'm going to weld a flat plate to it like this. And then I went ahead and, which you'll see right here, this is going to go like so, like that. And I notched, well, I'm going to notch this out across here. So this will slide almost all the way in, obviously because the stiffener's right there. And that will be a mount for the corner. Repeat the process for the other corner and we're basically good to go. There's always something to be done. Always something to be done. Just because I don't have the stuff to do the front suspension doesn't mean I'm gonna sit in the house and watch TV or play on my phone all day long. It's not gonna happen. Just because I don't have the stuff for the rear, same thing, I'm not gonna sit in the house. I would love to sit in the house in the air conditioning, but it's just not, it'll never get done. Never get done that way. So gotta always keep your mind going. It's very good. It enriches your brain to think of ways to keep busy. I promise you, you're basically training yourself to think outside the box. At least that's how I think. So I went under the body when the body was down on top of the chassis, and I found center along with the center of the bolt hole, made some marks, marked this up center. Quarter plus quarter is 1/2 inch. Slid this underneath because that was what I needed, a 1/2 inch. And tacked them on. I might need to go a little more, but that's why I tacked them, just to be safe. If there's an issue, I can just crack the tacks off and move it up higher. So as far as the rear mount, here's what I've done. Took some, again, scrap tube, 45, welded a plate in the center to cap it off and made a mount. This will house like a Toyota style body mount, you know, just rest in here like this. And it's a good thing I tacked this because the stiffener is not fully welded. So I wanted to just, you know, test it out. I had my level on here and I'm like, oh snap, wait a second, this isn't gonna work. And sure enough, I said, I gotta finish welding. So that's kind of why I just tack stuff up, because if there's an issue, crack the tack, fix it, and do your thing later. I got the passenger side mount. This thing was on fire before, smoking hot. Same thing, just gonna go like this. Kadunk. And then you could see, here's our other body mount. What I'm gonna do is take one of the body bolts and thread it inside of here, make a point on the other end, and then sit the body down so I can create a mark, and then drill it out, and we'll be good to go. Okay, this is a 4-inch Spintech. They're a little loud. He's gonna be cruising this truck, but I'm just gonna give you an idea, okay? Offset in, offset out. You can do a 45 and a 45, come up and over. Right up over this, 45, 45, come up and go inside of here, over the link bar, down and out the back. You're talking a lot of work, but this is a lot of chassis. Or have it come out, 90 to point it up, 90 down, and run alongside the chassis, and then have it exit the rear wheel. There's 100 different ways to skin this cat. I promise you. I mean, I'm not the one who has to do it, but that's kind of scummy. But I know that if I had to do it, I could do it. Basically what I'm getting at. You could come up through here on the rail. This, again, just whatever, man. You know, you got to be creative. This whole entire build is creative. So if the muffler guy can't figure this out, he don't belong being a muffler guy. That's the bottom line. If you can't figure out how to do the work, what the hell are we paying you for, right? Gentlemen, so it's Monday. No, excuse me, Tuesday. Taking a break on the crew cab. Have to catch up on a couple of little things around the house. Did some power washing yesterday from Memorial Day. Was outside for 5 hours power washing, patios and stuff and walkways. Mold is big time down here. And no shirt on. My neck and back and chest. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't have a t-shirt on, but it's burnt. So anyway, so I'm working on the Nissan. Finally got it running really good. Turned out it was the mass airflow sensor that was bad. Wasn't throwing a code. I had my wife out here. I had just put my injectors back in. I had them rebuilt. Place in Georgia that I've used 100 billion times. Fantastic guy. His name is John. His son's name is Cole from Fuel Injector Connection. I'll leave a link down below. Sorry, it's fixing my pocket. Quick turnaround. Pulled the injectors out. Sent the rail to him. He did some cleaning on the rail. I forget what it's called. But cleaned the rail up. Got all that stuff. Put it in. Fuel pressure regulator. That was not the issue. Same thing running like trash. So I said to my wife, I said, just keep trying to start it. And I unplugged the mass airflow sensor and it purred like a kitten. So now keep in mind that thing was replaced, but it was the cheapy one that you buy on Amazon. So I had to go to the auto parts store, $100 stupid part. But now, knock on wood, Nissan runs good. So, sorry. The rotors and calipers and everything was trash. Ball joints are trash. Tie rods are trash. They're not bad. Just that the boots are worn. They're still good, obviously, but the boots are worn. So I ordered them. I haven't replaced them yet, but that's not what I wanted to show you. This is what I wanted to show you. I don't know if you can see anything missing inside of here, but yeah, that's not good. They spin fine. There's no grease inside the bearings. So these are kind of preventative maintenance things that I like doing now that I'm going to keep this truck. I don't have any plans on bagging it or anything. It's just going to be a shop truck, around town truck. AC is good. I'm going on next Monday to get it tinted, visor strip, all that. I just need a nice little beater. I'll put some wheels on it, clean it up and stuff. But other than that, that's really it. But yeah, that's not good. Caliper, I don't know. Well, no, it's loaded right now, so you can't really tell. But the piston's all rusty. Yeah, no good, no good. So this right here, not having any grease, is no good. So anyway, regardless, I'm going to pull all this off, changing the rotor. I'm going to grease the bearings all over again. This way you ain't got to deal with it. And freshen up the brakes. I've got new calipers, new rack, new pads, all that stuff, new brake line. You see the cracks. This is all sort of, you know, stuff you want to look for. Could I have used it? Probably. Would I take a chance with front brakes? Absolutely not. My life is worth more than a pair of $60 hoses. So, but other than that, man, this truck runs fantastic. I'm really excited. I've got to get my Silverado fixed. Got some damage on the roof. We'll save that for another day. It's actually a pretty funny story. Yeah, I want to get this. I want to get this because I want to sell that. That's the bottom line. The money from that we're going to use for the project vehicle. I don't want to say the project, what it is that I'm going to build. No ifs, ands, or buts. I am going to build it. Just number one, not right now. And number two, I need to sell the Silverado before I purchase my project. So enough of the chit chat. I just wanted to show you guys something pretty valuable in regards to this whole front end assembly here. You may or may not know it, whatever. But it can't hurt talking about it. So, all right, guys, moving right along. We are fixing to take the front fenders off. As you can see, our wheel is clearly not sitting center with our mark, and that is due to the inner firewall, which I kind of figured. Thought I would get a little bit more clearance out of this, but clearly I do not have it, so not a big deal. Also, part and parcel to setting this up, I need some sort of number for the track width. Scott and I have come up with 62 inches, plus or minus 1 inch, but that was rough. Once I have the fenders off, I can clearance the inside of the fender, which is all that material that's inside of there right there. Clearance that out, get the tire. We'll get a tape measure back up in there and measure it. I'm pretty certain it was 62 inches, or excuse me, 64, but we were going to set it up at 62, but I want to be 100% sure. So that's why all this is getting situated. So today's one of those days, kind of got ahead of myself, and it happens, you know. There's 100 ways to skin this cat, and kind of, you know, I don't want to say I'm bouncing around all over the place, but I needed to take a step back, make a few brackets, get some stuff lined up so I can proceed with the next step, and I'll show you now. So I needed to make brackets for the bumper. I've got them tacked in. The front bracket right there, I'm going to end up plating the side of the frame, you know, capping it off, cleaning it up real nice. Reinforce this bumper bracket, and probably run a crossbar across, because with all due respect, you know, let's just say, God forbid, he was in an accident. There's no structural support here. So I'm going to close this off. You can see the rails looking through here. I don't like that. We'll fix it. We'll make it nice. But I've got one more set of mounts to make. His arc is perfect. I'm going to double check the wheel opening before I start with the suspension, because that's kind of what I'd like to do next week. Still need to get the fenders off, clearance them out for the rims, and so on and so on. I ordered some more pieces for the front end. Still waiting on the die for the bender, but yeah, so here we are. He wants to modify the bumper to stack two steel ones on top of one another. I don't know, they flip it upside down or some sort. So it's all steel. not the plastic insert. So whatever, you know, he wants to do, but at least I know now everything lines up. My openings here are just about spot on. I mean, you can still tweak them a little bit. They're adjustable, they slide, but yeah, they look really good. So we're gonna move to the next step, which is making core support mounts. I kind of need to get those done. Oh, we got a special guest in the house today. Mr. Gilbert coming by to say hi. Hell yeah. What do you say, Mr. Tim?
What's happening? What you working on?
You know what I'm working on. This thing's gorgeous. Those are 18s?
The 26s, and I keep them clean.
Such a beautiful truck. How long did you wait? A couple years.
3 years. Yeah.
3 years. Waiting list. But it was definitely worth it. Such a beautiful truck. He did a fantastic job. Everything's powder coated underneath. Such a beautiful truck. Jimmy's Rods and Customs.
This is a 2022 F-250 gas motor. It's a 7.3 Godzilla. They come as a, if you order a single cab, you can only get them in a long bed. And this one's been converted to a short bed.
Amazing.
Intro 26s, AccuAir View 4 and E-level, bi-air compressors, the 310 SS Stealth quiet ones. Then I got the Banks vented Ram Air diff cover and their pedal monster.
Wow. Sits all the way on the ground. Very cool. So that's going to do it for this video.
We out here. Keep it low.
Going to Wawa to get some coffee. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.